This video is sponsored by B&H Photo Video. It's where I do all of my shopping for my production needs. More on them in a little bit, but thank you nonetheless to B&H for sponsoring this video. Now let's dive right in to the topic of this video, and that is gear that's worth investing in that will make you money. Essentially, you've heard the term, you may have heard the phrase, you got to spend money to make money, and that's so true. And that's true for any industry. If you're a carpenter, like you gotta buy your miter saw and your skill saw and all that stuff to be able to cut wood. Like, you name the industry, like you got to spend money to be able to do your job. And what I have found is, like, there are some things that I think spending money on, I want to say like things are more important, but like I want to focus on the things that like make you more efficient. And for me, at least where I am in my career as a freelancer, efficiency is the name of the game. And so that's what I want to focus on in this video. I'm not going to go. I picked 4 things that I want to talk about that have made me more efficient and therefore have made me more money, technically. So that said, if that's something that interests you, then I assume that you're still here. So if not, you're probably watching like a Peter McKinnon video or something, which I'll go watch next. Anyways, so the first thing is a computer. For me, that was like the biggest bottleneck in my workflow is computer. And I recently just upgraded to an M3 Ultra Mac Studio from an M1 Max MacBook Pro, and the performance gains is just crazy. I've made a couple videos on that, so I'm not going to go over the differences in this video, but if your computer is starting to struggle with your editing demands, it might be time to upgrade to a new computer. And what I would recommend is, I'm not going to recommend specific products in this video because I don't know your specific needs or anything like that. You know your workflow and your needs better than anybody else. But what I would suggest is spec out your computer. Like, I'm just going to use the M3 Ultra Mac Studio the Mac Studio because that's what I ended up with. So for me, I spec'd out the Mac Studio that was realistic enough for my needs, but that I knew hopefully will future-proof me for another 4 or 5 years of hard daily editing use. So if you're doing building a PC out or whatever and building all the components out, spec it out as much as possible so that you can future-proof yourself, so you're not having to go through this again in a year when the new computer is released. Unless like you're a YouTube computer reviewer, then obviously don't listen to me. You're doing way better than I am. But for most of us out there that we're running a production company, freelancing what we're editing and on set and all that stuff, a computer is such an important investment. So moving on, kind of related to computers, is to where to store all of your data. So if you are still living off of just a bunch of these SSDs, it's time to upgrade to a NAS. It's a network attached storage, and I recommend a NAS as opposed to a direct attached storage because the NAS will allow you to access your files remotely. But stepping away from the remote access, the network side of things right now, I've got a whole video on my NAS and like how I built it out and all the benefits of a NAS. But for the sake of this video, a NAS is essentially a giant hard drive. Well, it's a bunch of hard drives, but it's in a big array, it's in a big pool to store your data, and it's so good for archival purposes. So like when you finish a project, like a lot of times, like I would edit a project, like put a project on this, edit it off it, and then like just keep this saved as like the archive of the project or the back of the project. And then I'll even put this over like, at my folks' house or something like that, or a family member's house or something for, the 321 or whatever. But all of these different SSDs, they are all also on the one NAS, which is amazing. And when it's connected to my network, like I've got it connected through a 10 gigabit Ethernet port through my network. So it's really, really quick to access all the data. and it's all in one place. So when I finish a project, but I still, say I'm working on a reel or pulling in footage from an old project for a new project, I have everything right there on the same hard drive, essentially, is what it looks like on my computer. And that's so nice than having to like go to my like bag of old SSDs, or if my SSDs are in a different location, you have to sift through all the SSDs, like spend all the time like which SSD was this on, like which drive, blah, blah, blah. Like it's all in one place, and it's so much more efficient that way. And in many cases, you can edit directly off the NAS. Like there are a lot of cases where I will edit directly off the NAS, which is so helpful. It's so nice. Now the NAS can get kind of loud, and that's why like some people have it like in a closet or something like that, but I have it under my desk and I just wear noise canceling headphones. But the NAS is such a workflow improvement, and just such a quality of life improvement when it comes to editing. And the other thing like with the NAS is being able to access your files remotely, which is really cool. And I've had to actually use that already many times since I've got my NAS. So anyways, very long-winded, but a NAS is super helpful for workflow improvement, and that's the name of the game, is workflow improvement and efficiency. All right, moving on. This is the fun stuff. It's the camera and lenses. This is what all the YouTube videos are all about, is buying cameras and lenses. But there is some truth to that. Like your gear does matter, but the right gear matters, and that's what I really want to hone in on in this video. I'm not going to tell you what camera to go get, because I don't know what camera is best suited for your needs. But the great thing about cameras and lenses is that you can go rent them to figure out what works best for your workflow. And I think that's so important, is to get the cameras that have the features and the specs that are most important to you, that will make you the most efficient on set and deliver the results that you want, and not just like whatever your favorite movie was filmed on, or whatever your favorite filmmaker or YouTuber or creator or whoever uses. Like, find out what works best for you. Now, the fourth thing is a little thing that attaches to your camera. And this is such an easy thing to set up on the day, on set, but it can save you so much time in post, and that's a timecode box. I personally like the Deity TC1s. Tentacle Sync also makes great timecode boxes. There are some other ones out there. I'm not going to tell you which ones to get, but I've made a lot of content on timecode in the past, and I'll leave links to all this stuff in the description below. But timecode boxes are so useful, and I always get the comment like, oh, I can just like clap on set and then just like sync it up with waveform. Like, yeah, that would be cool, but like, what happens if you accidentally forget to have scratch audio recording on your camera? It's happened to me before, and you don't have timecode. That's going to be a real pain to sync up. I've made a lot of content on timecode. I'm a huge proponent of using timecode because it takes like so little time to set up on set, and it just saves so much time in post. So yeah, timecode is so easy to use, but like I said, it just saves so much time. So if you're looking to get any of this stuff, then it's a good time to mention the sponsor of this video, and that's B&H Photo Video. They are huge supporter of this channel, and I'm a huge supporter of them. I spend a lot of money there as well, so it's mutually beneficial, I guess. But that's where I go for all my production needs. And I mean, anything creative, photography, filmmaking, music, like you name it, they've probably got it. Like, I bought this microphone from here. I bought the camera that I'm filming this on from B&H. The light is from, I mean, everything's from B&H. Like, that's where I do all my shopping. And it's like, I feel like Amazon has gotten like sketchier over the years, like buying camera gear. Like, I know a dude that bought a camera off of Amazon, and like a literal brick was in the box, and he tried to return it to Amazon and say like, I didn't receive a camera, I received a brick, and he's had like a lot of trouble like trying to get a refund. And that's super sketchy. You just don't run into that with B&H. At least I haven't personally. I've never run into an issue like that with B&H. And if there ever is an issue with an order, like, they're really cool about making it right and getting you the replacement or whatever the case may be. And if you have the Paybu card, which is like their credit card, you actually, depending on like the state you live in, I don't know all the details, but you actually like get charged tax when you go check out, just like you would like Amazon or whatever. But the Paybu card actually pays you that tax back, which is cool. So you basically save on the tax money. So if you're buying that computer, that could be like $500 in taxes that you get back with the Paybu card. So food for thought. If you're gonna go shopping there, I'll leave links down in the description below. They are affiliate links, so that means I just make a little commission off of it, but there's no like change in price to you, and that just kind of helps keep this channel chugging right along. So thank you, B&H, for sponsoring this video. And if you have anything to add to something that related to this video, something that can help you make money that you got to spend money on, leave it in the comments. Let me know. Like a good, maybe like a tripod. That's a good investment. Keep the conversation going down in the comments below. Thank you for watching this, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Peace.